Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great week. Um, I know it's been tough out there on drivers and brokers as well. Um, I guess I kind of wanted to sort of pop on here for a little bit because, well, the scamming in the industry, it's cheating drivers. Uh, it it's as rampant, if not more. Just kind of based on my own experience. I mean, um, it is hitting like in such a way that I am, whenever I have spot market loads to post on DAT, I'm getting so many scammer calls from double brokers. I mean, it would make your head spin. It's I mean, I don't have any other solution. I talked to a friend of mine today who's an owner operator and had an issue with his MC, you know. Um, and so I guess the biggest part of this video is I want everyone to make sure that you're doing your due diligence and that you're protecting yourselves, protecting your DOT, everything, right? Because any little slip up, any little mistake can be costly. It might be just, it's costing you being able to accept a certain load. Uh, as you know, we talked before about how they're scamming and getting, into the FMCSA and stealing people's DOT numbers. Uh, you know, drivers not getting paid for loads that they've done. I mean, it's almost like the industry's become like a majority of it's like organized crime, right? I mean, I posted that if you're a member of the group, um, I posted this morning about the double brokers and scammers kind of being in full force today. I mean, because it was like first thing this morning, I was getting calls from them, and one of the first ones that I talked to, they had 23 different MCs all registered to the same address. I mean, this stuff, it kind of seems like there's no end in sight for it, but I mean, there has to be, right? And the only way at least in my opinion, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, is that we all have to do our part to shut these double brokers, these scammers down. We cannot give them an inch. If you played football, if you were military or any kind of bet, you don't give them an inch. So this is why, like, I tried to bring, and again, my opinion are my opinions, but I try to bring you guys like some of the resources to help protect yourselves, right? Like the e-carrier check, Carrier OK, Operify, discounts on different things. So some of it's money saving, some of it's educational, some of these other places offer additional services, some of it's free, you know. Um, whether it's boot camps and different things and education material to kind of help protect yourselves. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, especially with the market being what it is, can we really afford to lose anything as a driver or a broker? I mean, you really kind of can't. And I know probably some of you drivers out there going, oh, boo hoo hoo for the brokers. Well, it's kind of true. I mean, a lot of them are losing their businesses. They're working on minimum margins. They don't have the amount of freight that they used to have, right? Volumes are down. And I don't care what any publication says. I mean, I'm no journalist, right? But I mean, I prefer to be out there working. I mean, I've been offered managerial roles, taking on all of this, but I would rather work with people. I really would. I hate back office paperwork. It's one of the reasons why because it's just tedious, right? I know it kind of comes with it. Yes, sir. You're more than welcome anytime. You're very welcome. I was glad I was able to assist in some way. But it's happening. A lot of, and some of them are very good brokers that are struggling, right? So if they're struggling, I know that it's got to be exponentially worse for truck drivers, right? And we have our own fleet, and everything. And it just sounds odd. I'm not as intimate with that side of our company as I probably should be, right? Just because I get so busy with dealing with other independent owner operators, small fleet owners and things, and it's at the end of the day. In fact, I've got an owner operator that I've been kind of going back and forth with today, out of California. He's stuck in LA, and I know it shouldn't be stuck in LA, but just sort of the nature of the beast right now, and really kind of trying to help him put something together right now. I think we're really close. And so it's just a little negotiation that we have to finish up here. And I think we should be fine. But that's just it, is like, we have to all be doing our part and being flexible. And if that means, building our customer relationships, our broker relationships, our carrier relationships, it all goes hand in hand, and we all can be there to kind of help each other grow and succeed and educate ourselves. Again, I've said this probably till I'm blue in the face. It's the whole reason behind this channel, behind the group. Some of you I may have talked to at 3:00 in the morning when you've had an issue with a load, right? I've had those calls. Hey, are you available? I got a problem. Even if it's not my load, if there's something that I can do to help, I'll absolutely try, right? Short of me being on my deathbed, I'm going to be here. So, I guess I really hope that you all are doing everything right now that you possibly can, is the main point of all of this. Again, utilizing some of these resources that I've been kind of bringing to you guys, utilizing the discounts that go along with those and things, and keeping on top of these scammers, not giving them an inch, right? Whether you're a broker, owner operator, fleet owner, it doesn't matter. We all have to be doing our part. I know other fleet owners right now that are struggling. They're more or less relying on one direct customer. And if that direct customer says, that's it, they're done, because they're hanging on by a thread right now. And it's sad, because, and it kind of almost breaks my heart, because I love this industry so much. It's become so part of me over the years that whenever I hear about somebody potentially going under, failing because of this or that, it sort of hurts, right? And maybe I take it a little too personally, but when I see all of this scamming and stuff going on, and they were victims of it a couple of times, one of their dispatchers got a yank and didn't do all the checks that they were supposed to have done as a carrier, and they got burned, right? And with things that are the way they are now, we can't afford to get burned even one time. So it's just sort of a reminder. And if you guys have any updates on any new scams and trickeries that they're pulling out now, because every time it seems like we combat one, they come out with another fresh one, right? Or they tweak something just a little bit. These are the same kind of people that call you, I'm calling from Amazon support, or I'm calling from Microsoft, or I'm calling from the IRS. If you don't do this, the sheriff's going to be at your front door in 30 seconds. It's the same kind of people. They run these scams like this, right? Don't give them an inch. Now, after all that negativity, right? How's everybody's week going? You guys hanging in there? Picking up any direct new customers? Right? Owner operators, fleet owners, if you guys are having trouble getting new customers, let me know. That's what I'm here for, right? not to toot my own horn, but I'm sort of good at sales. It's gotten much more difficult to find direct customers now. Like I'm making multiple times over the number of calls and networking and stuff to bring in any one new customer, but it can be done. And yeah, you're right. They're all in the same office building. They truly are. And it was sort of like with my comments or my replies to the post on the group earlier. I'm jumping topics now because of this. Yeah, when you look them up, right, and it says they've got one truck, one driver, no miles, no inspections, the authorities, let's say 3 months old, but you can hear 30 people in the background all booking loads, right? That's a number one red flag. So if you're a broker, right, or even as a carrier, if you're hearing, I'm almost half tempted to call on some of these new authority double brokers that are showing loads out there. Maybe that's something. Just maybe I should spend like an hour and just mess with them, right? I hate being sort of vindictive like that, but just to find out. Or maybe you guys have some recorded calls or something you want to share with me or whatever. I can pop my email up here real quick. If you guys ever want to reach me after, anytime. Oh, what did I do with my email? I lost my email and all this. There it is. You guys can email me, freightmasterresources@gmail.com. You have questions about anything, I monitor that email all day, every day, right? I've got some of you new brokers out there, agents more so, that I've been trying to assist getting new customers. Some owner operators looking for their own direct freight, or fleet owners more so. But you can still do it. It's taking a little extra time. It's taking a few more follow-ups and phone calls and things, but it can be done. So it's just tough right now. I'm not sure if you guys have heard. I have kind of heard rumors, and I haven't had. There's so much going on. It's hard for me to keep track of everything. So I do my best. I apologize. Has anybody else heard that there's supposed to be kind of an uptick with rates and volumes coming back up by November? Are you guys kind of hearing the same chatter? And I don't know if maybe that came from like a industry publication or something or what. And I apologize for not remembering who it was that told me that, but that's sort of what I've been hearing. So I guess in some sense, that would be great. I hate to see it be like still another month out before it happens, because I think it needs to happen more so now, right? So if you guys are looking to connect, if you guys need freight, if you're a fairly new motor carrier that maybe got into things tail end of last year and been struggling this year, and you're looking to connect, hit me up. Maybe we can work together, right? I've got typically all different types of freight. If we can make it work, I'll do my best to try to put you on something, right? I'll be fair. I'm completely transparent. You want to know what I make on a load? I'll show you what I make on a load. I don't need the FMCSA or anything like that. I don't need anybody to tell me for transparency. Some of you guys I work with, and women, I work with some of you from the group and from the channel who've reached out. We've done loads together. You guys know what I make, right? So, but hello. And I apologize because it shows up as Facebook user, if you can see that. So I'm sorry. I don't know why Facebook does that. If it's because on the YouTube channel, if you reply or enter into the live chat, it shows your screen name, whatever that is. But on Facebook, it just shows Facebook user. And I don't know if that's a setting or something. Again, I'm not a huge tech guy. I don't have all kinds of flashy stuff that goes up for you guys. Unfortunately, I could probably turn this into like a big show or something if I did, but I I don't have that knowledge. If you have that ability and you want to point me in the right direction on some of that stuff on how to do that, I would be more than grateful. But let's see. Did that last week. My regular guy posted a load, booked it with another trucking logistics, posted it. I called and gave them the number of the original broker as the driver info. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I love it. I love it. That's the way to do it. If you're going to mess with these scammers and stuff, that's the way to do it. Thank you, sir. That just came through over my DMs. So, yeah, that's that would be awesome. Yeah, if you could teach me, point me in the right direction, I would love that. Absolutely love that. Because like I said, there's so much more that I want to bring to the show for you guys that I don't have that ability. I don't have that knowledge. I'm sorry, I'm ignorant with some of the technology. I'm old, right? So that's my excuse anyway, right? In fact, I've got a buddy of mine. He calls me the old man because I still like stuff like vanilla ice cream and stuff like that. I don't like all kinds of sprinkles and crap in my ice cream. So he's like, "You're like my grandpa. You're like the old man." So I guess that's what I am. So, but yeah. So if you guys ever have anything you want to share, anything like that, again, if you want to remain anonymous, just let me know. Email, anything, any news, anything like that. I see, some stuff that, concerns drivers, it might be something about brokers, anything like that. Let me know. Because like I said, I'm one man. I'm trying to keep up on as much stuff as I possibly can, but it's difficult. I'm putting in like 18-hour days sometimes, just trying to keep up with everything. Sometimes longer, but yeah. But yeah, again, guys, protect yourselves. It's at the end of the day, protect yourselves. Utilize the resources that we provide, right? That we put out there to the group, because these are all good companies. In fact, Nate, I'm supposed to have on. If you're a driver, before I forget, I have this in my notes, and I've been paying attention to this and that here, and I almost forgot. I meant to mention that at the beginning of the show. If you're a driver or know somebody that's a driver that would like to come on the show with me and just sort of talk about things, I would be more than happy. Shoot me an email if you're already in my DMs, or shoot me a DM on Facebook if you're a member of the group. I'd be more than happy to have you on. If you're a broker, I would be more than happy to have you on, right? And just sort of talk about things. Because I think the more that we understand each other, like if you're a broker, I think it's very important for you to understand how things are for carriers and vice versa. Because I think there's a lot of myths and misconceptions depending upon what side of the table you're working on, right? Because I've heard some very outrageous things from drivers about brokers and vice versa, right? So I think that the more we understand how each other works and how we do things, right? I guess then that better understanding helps create a kind of more of a unified, I don't know. So, but yeah, if anybody wants to come on, broker, owner, operator, maybe you're a fleet owner, I don't care. If you want to jump on the show with me sometime, let me know. I would be more than happy to have you on. We can talk about your concerns on where the industry's headed, whatever, right? I just threw that out there as an example. What you're seeing as a carrier with market rates right now. I mean, because it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle, even as a broker, to try to get. I've got a couple of customers that still pay decent, but a lot of them, and it seems like more of the larger businesses that I work with, they just want to keep driving rates down, and these are customers that I've worked with for several years at least, that I don't know. Load board should filter out all this new authority with no rating. That allows scammers to register and post. Okay, so that is kind of a good point, but everybody has to start somewhere. Not every new authority that comes on, whether you're a broker or a carrier with no rating or anything, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a scammer. I've worked even this year with all the scamming going on with some brand new authorities, owner operator that went out and on their own, and great driver to work with. They picked up, delivered on time. They'd been, a company driver for 14 years or whatever it was, something like that. Maybe it was 16 years. Yeah, 16 years, and decided to go out on his own. Was it a bad time to do it? Possibly, but it is what it is. As far as brokers, yeah, that's kind of a tough one. I know that DAT has done, they're trying to combat some of this, right? In fact, I did an update about a month ago. The 30-day free trial with DAT is coming to an end sometime around the beginning of next month. What they're going to start doing is a 10% discount for every month for 12 months, right? So for your first year, each month will be 10% off, depending upon, and that'll vary whatever that equals out to, depending upon what package you choose. But they're using some of that free 30 days, you know what I mean, as a way of doing their scamming and not having to pay for anything. So I think that's one reason why DAT is doing that. But they are trying to combat that because they do realize that it's become such an issue. And also watch out for the phishing emails. So I brought this up in one of my last videos, is that you'll get an email that looks like it's coming from DAT. Maybe they're doing it like ITS as well, but I know it's happening, that it looks like it's coming from DAT. And then they'll say, oh, there's some problem, you need to log into your account. Well, it goes to a replica website of DAT. Now, I could take almost any website and replicate it relatively easily. That is one kind of techie thing that I do know. Don't ask me why, and it'll have glitches in it, but I don't have it completely tweaked. But anyway, you could do that. I could take any one of my other websites and replicate it, right? Probably within an hour. So what they've done is they've done that, and then once you log in, then they've got your login information. They can jump into your DAT, right, and steal your DAT account. So it's more than just the new authority and things like that. They're using this as a way of gaining access to your information and everything, So be very aware of those phishing scam emails, even if it means making a call to the 800 number to DAT, to say, hey, did you guys send out these emails, or checking around, ask the group, did anybody else get an email like this? So just beware. Like I said, we just need to be very, very cautious as a whole, regardless of, again, carrier or broker. We all need to be very cautious and shut these scammers down. So, and if you guys have any questions about anything, again, any of the resources, whether it was the factoring, eCarrier Check, Carrier OK, the DAT subscriptions, anything like that, you guys, like I said, feel free to email me or DM me if you're on Facebook. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And if you guys hit me out with some other question and I don't know the answer, I guarantee you I know somebody who does. Guaranteed. Because I network with so many people. Usually I can make a phone call, send an email, a text, and I can get an answer for you. Okay? So run your credit checks if you're a carrier, on these brokers and things. Don't just be accepting. If something looks off, you know, odds are if your gut's telling you that this probably isn't a good load to take from a particular broker that's brand new, then avoid it. Avoid it like the plague. So anyway, I just want to jump on here for a few minutes with you guys. I missed you, right? I've been kind of slacking on some of the videos here lately. I've been so busy with so many other things, and I had to take some time out and come on today, and just I want to talk to you guys. And I know that we've got you guys have suggested some other topics for me to talk about, but I really kind of feel like a lot of this scamming and stuff is and then obviously with the rate markets and things, at least in my opinion, a lot of that seems to be kind of taking precedence, at least in my mind. It's occupied a lot of space in my head on what to do about it. So anywho, I wish you all a happy rest of your Wednesday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I will try to be on again tomorrow and Friday. Again, and if you guys want to jump on, by all means, let me know. I'll be more than happy to have you on. I can add, how many people can I add to this? I know it's like at least 3, possibly 4. So maybe we get multiple people on, whatever. Yeah, it might be fun. So with that being said, I'm going to sign off. Again, as always, be kind to one another. Bye-bye now.